So we might finally have a bit of an update on the Final Fantasy IX Remake that's coming out. This is all a rumor, courtesy of Midori on Twitter. We'll look at that here in a second. So take all of this with a grain of salt. Before we go any further, nothing's confirmed. Do not take anything as factual or whatever, of course, until the actual Square Enix or whoever comes out and actually says something about it. We've been waiting for Final Fantasy IX Remake for a while. I mean, they've even announced a Final Fantasy IX anime series back in 2021. So I mean, it's been a while. Like we have this here, Polygon. FF9 is being adapted into a kids animated series. I don't think we haven't had any updates on that really. It's kind of on the back burner, but it's being made still, as far as I know. I've not seen anything that says it's canceled. We have that's still in process, and then we have the FF9 remake that we're waiting for, and that we are patiently, anxiously awaiting for. So again, grain of salt. Take this with a grain of salt. This is all rumors. This is speculation. But here we go. Midori says here, FF9 Remake is still in development. It is a title that was not canceled in the restructure of the Square Enix during this fiscal year. If you guys didn't know, they did a bunch of restructuring, canceled a ton of projects and stuff. It was a lot of money they just kind of threw away and canceled a ton of projects, a ton, and not have all this random products like Forspoken come out and not do well. Because that game was actually so bad they canceled the whole studio, from my understanding, or the engine or whatever. So they're trying to actually like get their ducks in a row. So, but FF9 Remake is still in development, as far as Midori says here. According to conversations, the title was originally outsourced to another developer. Where have we heard that before? This has happened before with FF7 Remake. With CyberConnect, I think is who they were called. They originally were making the FF7 remake, the first version of it, and it was not great. It was not great at all. Cloud looked weird. He was very sickly looking and everything. So Square Enix eventually just scrapped that whole everything and moved everything in-house and started making it themselves instead of outsourcing it to other developers. Sometimes this pays off. A game that I can think of that got outsourced to another developer or whatever was, I think Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas had this happen. It wasn't developed directly by Bethesda or something. That was one. I think Demon Souls is another one for the PS5. It wasn't developed directly by From Software. So sometimes this pays off, and many times it does not pay off. And in Square Enix's case, now it seems to be twice so far this has not paid off. It says Square Enix was not satisfied and development shifted, so it seems they took the same approach. They tried outsourcing it, wasn't happy, scrapped the whole project, started from scratch again, or started nearly from scratch again, just as Remake. So, but it's still being made. Development of this title is now very far along, but I do not have any firm information on the scope of this title or a firm release period right now. This title could release before the end of this fiscal year, but I'm not certain now. There are plans for new information on some Square Enix titles at the Xbox Games Showcase. That happens sometime this month, if I'm not mistaken. So that's very soon. We could get more stuff like that. I don't know if this title will be at the showcase, so it's good to keep expectations low right now. And this is a title that is currently planned for release on multiple platforms. So also part of the whole restructuring thing, I did see rumors actually that FF16 and the FF Remake and Rebirth and Part 3 is actually supposedly, rumors again, releasing on Xbox. And we could be getting Remake, Rebirth, and FF16 announcements during this Xbox showcase. And then we'll be getting Remake Part 3 launching at the same time as PS5 on Xbox. They did state, I do remember them saying they're going to try to get out of the whole stuck on Sony, the PlayStation platform with their games and stuff, to give more people more variety, ways to play the game, to that would more people buy the game, like Steam and Xbox and PlayStation and maybe even Switch 2, if that's what it's called. If that ever gets announced at some point this year, we could be seeing that. I know we just got news that Kingdom Hearts, the series Kingdom Hearts, is finally coming to Steam instead of the Epic Games launcher. So that's cool. So this could maybe be the case, and maybe we could be getting an FF9 remake also on Xbox, and they could maybe showcase it during their showcase, which would be pretty cool. But again, like Midori says, keep expectations low. That, you know, it's nothing's confirmed. Nothing's confirmed. Let's not get crazy here. It says it is information I think I did not remember to post during a period of time. I think this title was in development for current Switch hardware. I'm not certain if it is still in development for Switch or if the title will be released on Switch. Could not verify. So, with all that, my thoughts. I just recently, like literally last night, I've been streaming. I streamed my whole playthrough of my first time ever playing FF9. I actually have it in VOD form on this YouTube channel. It's in vertical format, but I did stream that, and I'd never played 9 before this year, like I think last month. So I have some thoughts that I would like to go over, I guess, on what I would hope to see from this remake. Of course, I don't want this remake, or don't think this remake needs to be the scope or magnitude that the FF7 remake trilogy is getting. I think that is a once in a lifetime thing. I feel like I don't think all the remakes need to be that large. In FF9's case, the FMVs they have in the game currently for the PS1 still hold up pretty well. I feel like even with the HD upscaling and stuff, it still looks really good for its age. You know, it's an old game, so they don't need to do all that craziness with making it to scale, you know, like they did with FF7. Simply, all they really need to do is upscale graphics a little bit, round some stuff out, make it not so pixely when you're playing the game, the gameplay. Make it not so pixely, make it smooth, almost kind of like the Memorial Project, I think is what it's called. It looks beautiful. If they could just, you know, hire that person or that group to do that, that'd be great. Just do something like that and add voice acting. I can't stress this enough. If FF9 would hit so much harder if we could hear the voices and hear the emotions and see the emotions and stuff, see the expressions on everyone's faces. That would be crazy. I know we see expressions and stuff in the OG version, but imagine that with voice acting, you know, and with more facial expressions. That would be so sick. It would make the emotions hit so much harder. And of course, with remakes, they can add features, add gameplay, add story. I obviously want them to keep the combat system, the turn-based. That's important to me personally. I like that style of combat. Remakes combat's great, but I don't think every remake going forward needs that. Every Final Fantasy game going forward should have Rebirth's combat for sure, but they don't need to put it in any remakes before, you know, any of the classic ones. What I do hope they do is spoilers for FF9. If you haven't played it yet, it's an old game, but I know some people maybe have not played it yet. The final boss is just kind of thrown at you, just out of nowhere. If they could build on that a little bit, maybe have some just a little bit of lore tucked away, maybe some other dialogue somewhere else, kind of, you know, build that up a little bit here and there of this mysterious being that's known as Death or whatever, and then that makes sense for it to show up the way it does, because it just kind of like Kuja happens and then boom, there's this thing in a Coliseum in space-time, in the space-time continuum or whatever. That was jarring, right? To me. It was still good, but it was just jarring. I was like, who is this? Like, what? So that would be great. Just expand on story stuff, you know? FF9 is very much, in my opinion, not Zidane's story, not Dagger's story or Garnet's story. To me, it seems like that game is very much focused and centered around Vivi. So if we could get not really more stuff, but more at the end of the game, more closure with Vivi, because all we get really is like, we're Vivi's son, or yeah, we're Vivi's sons, and that's really it. It doesn't really explain what exactly happened to Vivi. I'm the kind of person that I like to, like, it was sad, I was tearing up, you know, it was getting me my feels and stuff. But had they have showed the Black Mage Village with Vivi's sons, putting Vivi to rest because he has stopped working or he just is no longer alive or whatever, that would have hit so hard, you know. Also, I don't think it explains in the game, unless I missed this. How the heck did Vivi make more black mages? How are there other Vivis? Like, I don't know if they explain that in the game or not, because I thought they had to use the mist to make the black mages. But yeah, just more stuff like that, right? So that's my little update on that. I'll be following this very closely, so if you want to stay up to date on Final Fantasy 9 Remake details, be sure to like and subscribe. You're in the right place. I love this game. It's definitely one of my favorite Final Fantasies now. Loved it. It was amazing. And I also will be streaming other Final Fantasy games that I've not played before. The next game I plan on playing for the first time is FF10. I played it when I was a child, and I've not beaten it ever, so I plan on doing that. That's my next stream game, so be sure to subscribe if you guys want to watch that. I do stream vertically on YouTube for phone users, because it seems that is what most people watch YouTube on, at least my audience anyway. So it's fun. We have a great time, and it's awesome. So you're more than welcome to join. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.